So, it's almost Halloween, so I decided to kinda ramp up the eeriness. So in today's video, we're gonna draw the bit where Link's life basically went to shit in Twilight Princess. So for this first drawing, I again kind of implemented two panels into one because I really wanted the shot where Ilya screamed in pain. That sounds really messed up. And the shot where she's kind of protecting Colin. At first, I really struggled combining these two panels together. Every time I tried, I just felt like the head just didn't fit on the body. Either the shoulders were too broad and wide, or the head was too small. So I really had to find like a good balance between those, and that gave me quite the challenge. So the first time when I played Twilight Princess and this scene happened, Twilight Princess was, by the way, the first Zelda game I played. Again, not the first game I beat. And it might have been like, what, my second Nintendo game or something like that? So the first time I saw someone getting hit by an arrow, I was like, holy crap, people can die in games? What? So this scene definitely always stuck with me as one of my favorite, well, Zelda moments, along with another one that's like later in game when you kind of like have to chase after King Bulblin. That guy. Yeah, this scene always had quite the impact on me as a kid, especially. I'm pretty satisfied with how it looks. I think the two panels are kind of seamless now. Like, this could theoretically look as if it was all from one panel, you know? I think I did a great job meshing it together. Like, maybe there's still some changes I could make to it, but at some point you gotta stop, you know? For whoever is drawing, they can probably relate. But like, at some point you just gotta stop fixating on the details and trying to make it look as perfect as possible and just move on to the next thing. Speaking of which, in the next drawing, we have Link getting his ass beat. No, but like, obviously the next scene that happened, in the manga there isn't really a background, so I decided to kind of use the background you see in the game, which is basically just the Bulblins, the enemies on the board. So obviously in the manga, his eye is visible, but since he kind of passes out because of the smack, I decided to kind of like have his eye just completely wide. But no, seriously, of course the biggest thing is in the manga, they cut his arm off, which the first time I read that, I was like, why? That's so drastically different from what happened. But you know, it's fine. Its own like interpretation and stuff. But I decided to just keep his arm on because that's what happens in the game. A little bit less dramatic. Again, I decided to show a little bit of blood to really show the, what's the term for it? Like, blood force trauma by a blunt object. Getting kind of my Danganronpa skills out there. So, yeah, I like to implement that in there too. again pretty satisfied. I decided at the end to kind of put like a red border around it, which is kind of inspired by games, I guess. Whenever you get hit, you kind of see that this quick flash of blood, or just a quick flash in general to indicate, oh, you've been hit. I feel that really helps with the drawing. And overall, yeah, I'm again pretty satisfied with how it turned out. I like the changes I made from the manga, and I think it all turned out for the better. For the third drawing, I added multiple manga panels to create one drawing. I really wanted to draw just the full complete picture of everyone getting captured, and just the full, man, I really need to look up their names. Boblins! The full Boblin squad out there. I really like the scene where they grab like Ilia's arm, like all limp, indicating that she's passed out. But when I was a kid, I thought she was dead. I tried to make this scene as menacing as possible, since at this point, you know, King Boblin is a real threat. You know, the biggest threat we've seen so far in the game. So I really tried to get that feeling through like the amount of shadows and like darkness. I think it came out, again, nice. For a drawing that uses multiple manga shots, I'm, again, pretty happy with how it came out in the full picture. I did struggle kind of in the end with the background, because that spring is very bright and beautiful, and that doesn't really match the dire situation that everything is happening in. So I had to kind of find the balance between that. I do feel like I could have done it a little bit better, but regardless, I'm happy with the end result. For the fourth and final drawing, I'm gonna say right away, this is not my favorite. I'll talk more about it when it's finished. But this is basically right before Link wakes up. Again, in the manga, he had no arm, so I had to compensate for that and give him a new arm. I really struggled with drawing a good hand, so much so that I even at one point had to go online and look at like some hand references so I could draw that. And then other times the arms also just looked too short. So yeah, that whole missing arm situation really messed me up. I was never really the best at drawing hands, but luckily from what I've heard, I'm not the only one. Hands and feet are usually regarded as one of the most difficult things to draw on a human body. I still wanted to show Link's pain a little bit on his face and like struggling to kind of wake up. Also, for the background, it's just water, since like a top-down view from Link laying in the water. So I had to kind of guess what bloody parts or what parts of Link's body would be out of the water, since it's a pretty shallow lake or spring. As for the end result, it's meh. Like, I don't know, it's just a simple background. It's just a simple drawing. Just Link laying in the water, being wet. Again, the thing I'm actually the most proud of is the part that are submerged, which sounds a bit weird. But yeah, this was definitely my least favorite drawing of these quartet. So just like always, I really want to thank you guys for watching this video and making it this far. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Later!